Welcome back. And now our third concept that we are looking at, it's whereby now we will be drawing and interpreting graphs. Looking at the first example, the number of sportswear sets sold and income received were recorded below. So these are the number of sportswear that were sold, and these that are recorded below are the income in thousands. Now, the question says, use the information provided to plot the points on a graph. So now, firstly, you will have to understand that a graph, firstly, will have a heading, meaning it will indicate what is it that you are plotting or what is it that you are interpreting on the given context. It will also give you the independent and the dependent variables, meaning you will have your x values and you also have your y values. In this side, the number of sportswear will be our x values, the number of the amount in thousand, it's our y values. Now, this is our given information, or is the table given to us, where it says number of sportswear 0. The total income is 0, meaning this person did not sell anything. So the income, it will be 0. So now plotting the points. Firstly, you need to also understand different types of regions in your graphs. So the point here, where it says 0 is to 0, we call it a point of origin. So now in this case, that's where we are going to make our first point, because it says number of spots were 0 and the total income is 0. That's our first point. Then where it says 200, so now here is our 200, and it says the total income is 25, meaning it is 25,000, because these amounts, it should be in thousand. So from 200, we go to 25. So 25, 30 should be here. 30 should be between 20 and 40, sorry. Then your 25 would be obviously below. So our 25,000 could be somewhere here. We make a point and erase the half there of 30. So our point, 25,000, this one. So we move along to the third value where it says 400. It means the income will be 50,000. So this is your 400. The income will be 50,000. 50,000 should be between 60 and 40. Then you make your point there. Next value, it says 675,000. So 675,000 will be between 80 and 60. Let's make a point there. Then where this person now has sold 1,000 sportswear, it means he would have made 125,000. So here is our 1,000. So we move to 125,000. We can make our point there. Then after you've done, or after you've plotted your point, you take your straight line ruler. Then you join your points. You join your points. There we are. Then we call this graph a line graph. So that is how you represent your points in a graph. All right. Now, just before we go to the next slide, we are going to remove this 0 because this one is already aligned with both variables. Number 2. A netball coach decided to buy a new sportswear set for all her divisions. Complete and draw the graph using the table below to indicate the total cost to be paid on the number of sportswear sets bought. So now you can start by completing or filling in the missing values there. You can start by checking for the first block there, because now if you have sold 0 sportswear, this person will not have any income. So now if you say 4,250 divided by 85, it would give you a 50, meaning each sportswear will cost 50 rand. So now completing all these, you can also say 85 multiplied by 50, it will give you 4,250. So now you are able to move back and forth with your answers to prove if you'll be using the correct procedure. So now filling the part where it says the number of spots where it's 340, you can say 340. Sorry, not 300, it should be number of spots where they are 340, and we are multiplying that by the cost of each, which is 50. So this will give you 17,000. So filling this up, 17,000. So for the last missing value, having 680 multiplied by 50, it will give you a total amount of 34,000. So I have 34,000 there. So now we have completed our table. We move on to our next step, which is to draw the graph. So here, remember we had 17,000, and here we had 34,000. So now drawing your graph, obviously your graph will have a title, of which now we are drawing the number of sportswear sets that were sold or bought in this. So we must have our dependent and independent variables. So you take your straight line ruler. Your ruler has centimeters and millimeters, so you can choose any of those scales that you can use. So now from here, you will have your sportswear, and then this side you will have your cost in thousand. Then you will have your point of origin, which is 0, and then now you will have to choose the appropriate scale. So here you can use 100 or 200, or let's just keep it simple. Let's say 100. Obviously, you'll be using your scale or your ruler using the appropriate measurement there. If it's centimeters, you'll be following the centimeters. If it's millimeters, you'll be following the centimeters. It's just that I don't have a ruler here with me. So 200, 300, 4, 5, 6. So it can go up to 1,000. Can go up to 1,000. And then also your y-axis, you can neatly do your scaling. So here let's take 2,000, 4, 6, 8, 1,000. So you can continue 1,200 up to your values, whereby you need to allocate your points. So now I'm simply going to show you how you can plot those points. So in most cases, you'll be given a graph paper, and if you are not given a graph paper, then you'll know how to plot or do the measurements on your points. So the first point, it says 0 is to 0. So this is where we will be starting. It's the point of origin. And then where it says 85, so 85 will be between 0 and 100. It should be between here. So it says 4,250. So your point should be above 4,000. So you can make your point there at 100. At 85, not 100. Let me make that point a bit smaller so it is below 100. Then at 170 will be more than 100. So it could be somewhere here, our 170. So we are going to 8,500. And then at 340, obviously, it should be above. But then we do not have enough space. But 17,000 would be above, somewhere there. I do not have enough space, learners. Then at 680 would be between 600 and 700. So the point will also be up there. Let me just put it, sorry. Let me just put it somewhere here. But then when you take your ruler, then you draw or you join your points. So this would form your straight line. So now, according to what you'll be using your ruler, doing the correct measurement. So your graph will come out to be a straight line. Right, thank you for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson and you have a better understanding on tariffs and interpretations of graphs. I'll see you again next time.